Good morning, friends. How are ya? This is Bernadine coming at you from How the Hook Turns. I'm having my first cup of coffee this morning. For all you coffee drinkers out there, the first cup is usually the best. So I'm getting through I've had about a fourth of it. So I'm working on it. I just got it out of the kitchen and there, came in here. And folks, like I told you last video, you may not hear from me every day, but I've been busy crocheting in this little craft room. So I'm trying to wake up still here this morning. It's not that early. It's 7:30 and I've been up since 6, but it took me a while for my coffee to brew, and I got in here and started working again. I'm going to insert a picture of the dolls that I've made clothes for, and now I have a dress for all 4 dolls that I have. And I had to modify for the chunky girl, for the curvy girl. They don't call her chunky, I call her chunky. For the curvy Barbie, I had to modify the dress because all the other 3 girls are very slim, and then she's kind of chunky. So I'm going to insert a picture of them. I've been working on this for a week, I guess, on their clothes. So let me insert a picture right here. Okay, so that's what the girls look like. The one on the far right is Miss Chunky. So the hook of the day today, I'm going to feature a divot shilp, S-H-I-L-P, divot, D-I-V-I-T. It's from Amazon, and they're the ergonomic crochet hooks. They're a lot like the furls, the heads. The heads are a lot like, I hope you can see that, a lot like the furls. And it's got a really comfortable handle to hold. Of course, I usually hold mine looser, but if you're a pencil grip, it's a good, I suppose, it would work well. It's a good fit, I think. But I'm a knife holder or flute holder, so I don't really do that, but I use a lot of my tips of my fingers. So I've also been working on, and will be working on, until I'm not going to say until I get it finished, because I may have to stop. But I'm trying to get this granny square blanket done. And I only have a stack this high of squares left that I have not weave the ends in so I can put them in squares. So, but these, friends, I gotta weave all these in too. I haven't weaved any of them in on my 4 square joins yet, but it just takes a while, you know. It's a big project, but it's a lot of fun. So I thought I would turn you around, and we're gonna work on the granny square blanket this morning. So get you a beverage, coffee, tea, water, something, and come on and join me. And let me get this. Let me put you down here. You know how I always put you down on the table. So I'm gonna do that this morning. I'm gonna put your heads down here. Whoops! I almost spilled my coffee. Okay, I think you can see well. Let me get another sip of coffee. There's not been a lot going on in my little corner of West Texas, except I'm going to move this finished 4 square away. And these are the ones I'm working on now to put together. And just when you can, if you're doing anything like this, just make sure that when you connect them to make this stained glass look on the front of your project, on the top of your project, you're going to put them with back sides together so the right sides are facing out to join them. Yeah. So the weather, oh, and my, I love this yarn from Hobby Lobby that I'm using to stitch them together. And this is 100% acrylic. It uses a 5.5 crochet hook, and that's what this is. Divot Shilp 5.5 from Amazon. Or you can use, if you're knitting it, a 5mm. And this skein has 325 yards. It's a 7-ounce skein, and no, that was meters. 325 meters. I don't know if I said that right. I haven't had enough coffee. Or 355 yards. I'm sorry, friends. I read that. I'm reading it upside down. So, okay. So that's what I'm using to put them together. Now, if you saw my other yarn haul a few days ago from Line Brand, I have 6 skeins of each of 4 different colors, 6 skeins of each, and one of the colors is coal black. So when this floppy flops out, friends, I'll be using that to join these together. So let me get some more coffee. I slept real good last night. My husband is still in there asleep, so I suppose he did too. We're on puppy watch around here. Oh yeah, instead of baby watch, we're on puppy watch. And it's not my dog. Actually, it's my husband's dog, if truth be told. He wanted this dog. He got this dog, and this dog is crazy about that man. That man can't go outside, but that dog is right there. This dog makes every step my husband makes. Now, I'm sure she loves me. I'm the one that feeds her, but she's definitely his dog. But anyway, this dog is half Australian Shepherd and half Great White Pyrenees. And I believe the daddy to this dog, unless something happened that we don't know about, is also, I think, 3/4 of the Great White Pyrenees. So we're going to have some big puppies, unless we're wrong about all this, but I don't think we are. This will only be her 2nd litter of pups. The first litter she had a few years ago in the springtime. Well, let's see. The pups were born, actually. The last pups were born in December, right before Christmas, like a week before Christmas. I think they were born on the 19th of December. And folks, it was so cold. Not a good time to have pups. Especially this dog, she's getting better now, but at that time, we had only had this dog 4 months, okay? And she wasn't used to us. And she did not want to come in the house under any circumstance. I don't care how cold it was outside, you could not get this dog in the house. I fear that this big old dog has been abused in the past. She was 1.5 years when we got her, and we got her from a girl that lives in Amarillo. She came from Amarillo, the dog did. And this girl was in college, a young girl, well, young lady. She wasn't a kid. And her sister had goats and lived on a farm, and the sister with the goats and the farm was the place that this dog lived. And the dog can be aggressive, but not to people, only to other animals. not chickens, but like coyotes or dogs. If there's a coyote or a dog, especially big dogs, she hates big dogs. Well, she'll attack it. And how we got her was, well, I don't even know if this is a true story. The story was, my friends, is this dog was out at the farm with the goats and the sister had just given birth to a newborn, a new baby. Now, this might be true and this might not be true because this girl lied to us on some aspects that I know of. And I'll tell you in a minute. But this girl said that 3 coyotes came into the goat pen or in the pasture, I don't know, came to the goats, where the goats were, and started killing goats. And Zoe, at that time, was just over a year old. That's her name, Zoe, the mama to be. And she started fighting with those coyotes to save the goats. Well, that's what they do. That's what they're bred to do. That's what those Australian shepherds are. If you look them up online, those Australian shepherds come from the high mountains in Turkey, and they are I messed that up. And they are bred to guard the flock, and they're very protective of their goats and sheep or whatever it is they're watching. And so Zoe killed 2 of the coyotes. 1 dog against 3 coyotes, and the other coyote ran off and got away. Well, Zoe had just been in a confrontation and a terrible fight with 3 coyotes, and the new mother with the baby, walked out there to see what was going on, and she said Zoe growled at her. So she told her sister, who was the owner of the dog, that if she didn't find a home for this dog, Zoe, oh friends, I'm my sisters, I gotta get them. I left them, I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry, I'm right back. If she didn't get rid of this dog and get it out away from her house and her family, she was going to kill it. So the girl put an ad on Craigslist. Yeah, tie that off. From Lubbock, a free dog, a free livestock guardian dog. Where's my words? And posted a picture of Zoe. Oh, and she's a pretty dog, okay? And so my husband went ahead and got in touch with her and said, we'll take the dog. Well, I didn't even know about it. But that's fine. I mean, we did need a dog outside. We had just moved here in 2019, and it was 2019 that we got her. So she's been here since shortly after we got her in September of 2019, my friends, and we moved here in July of 2019. So anyway, the next day the girl brought the dog. We said we'd go get her. She said, oh, no, I'll bring her. So she brought her, and the young girl had a very small car. I don't know what it was, but it wasn't it might have been a 2-seater. It wasn't, I don't know. It had very small back seats. I remember that. I don't know that it was a 2-seater. Friends, I'm going to have to pause this. My husband's up and turned on the TV, and I got to go shut the door, so I'll be right back. Okay, folks, I'm back. Yeah, that was my husband. And he's awake in there watching those westerns again. Okay, but what I was telling you about the dog. Where was I? Oh, anyway, she brought the dog over, and the dog was sitting up in the passenger seat. Her face looks like a St. Bernard. a little bit. But that's the way they look when you mix an Australian Shepherd with a Great White Pyrenees. They come out sometimes with freckles. I don't know why, but I've seen a lot of pictures of them. And so the Great White Pyrenees is a very calm, mild-mannered dog, usually. And so this breed, this mix that she's got the intense Australian Shepherd, protective guardian dog. And then she's got the other half, which is Great White Pyrenees, the mild family dog. So it's kind of a mixture. And Zoe's definitely a guard dog, but she's never been aggressive to any person. I don't even know if that girl's story was right. I'm telling you this story because that is what was told to us. So anyway, this girl drives this dog over from Amarillo and gets her out of the car. She's on a leash. She's not very fat. Now, she's a big dog, but she looks underfed to me. Well, she was. She didn't just look it. She was not filled out very well to be a 1.5 years old. Anyway, I said something. The girl was telling me kind of more about her, and she had just had a bath and had her nails trimmed, and I really didn't care about that, but I asked her, specific questions. Did she do all right when you brought her in the house? She said, "Oh, ma'am, she's not a house dog. No, you wouldn't want her in your house. She's hard on furniture." I thought, oh, goodness, what have we got here? What do we do? And I said, oh, well, okay, we'll be sure. No, thank you for telling us that. We'll note that. And just what does she eat? Oh, we just buy her the biggest bag of old cheap dog food we can find. And she eats it. I said, okay. Okay. And I said, well, what about, has she been spayed? She said, oh, yes, she's been spayed, so you don't have to worry about dealing with that. I said, oh, well, that's good. No, she wasn't spayed, okay? That was a lie that I know she told me, because in December of that same year, she had puppies. She came in heat in She came in heat in September, and we got her in July, and she had puppies in December. So that was a lie, friends. It was just a lie. So I don't even know if what she told me was true, any of it. But one thing she told me was true. She was hard on furniture. I had her in one night in November when it was so cold here that same year. My husband had flown up to Idaho to spend a month with his son, who also has a chronic fatal illness. That's my stepson. Then I have a stepdaughter that has a chronic fatal hereditary disease, and it's called Huntington's disease, or HD. And they got it from their mother, Lewis's wife, who passed away. His previous wife, who had the children, she died from Huntington's. Yeah. It's a terrible thing, but I won't really get into that this video. But anyway, he was gone up there spending some time with his sick son. And I was here all by myself with this great big dog, okay, that I really didn't know that much about, because I hadn't been, let me get some coffee. I hadn't been around her very long. A few months, but I knew she wouldn't come in the house. Well, somehow I got her in the house. I don't know how. I don't remember, okay? But I got her in. Because I don't want to leave a dog out when the weather is real bad. Well, she slept in the dining room under the table, and when I got up in the morning, she had chewed one of the rungs of the chairs. Yeah. I found wood pieces on the floor. So the girl was right about that. That wasn't a lie. She is hard on furniture. But she was still in her puppy phase. And since then, she comes in a whole lot easier, and she when it's hot, she likes to come in the summer. And she, like I told y'all in another video, this dog is nocturnal, okay? This dog, let me get in that stitch right there. This dog is up all night long guarding, well, we don't have any goats or sheep or cattle, so she guards the chickens and the duck and the turkey. And you hear her all night long. She's patrolling the area, the perimeter. She doesn't leave the perimeter of our 5 acres. My husband took her around when he first got her on a leash and walked her around the perimeter of the property. And she will get off the property if we get off the property. But if we're on the property, if we don't go anywhere, this dog is here. She will go up and run up to the edge of the property barking, but she doesn't get, well, she's a car chaser, unfortunately, and I don't know how we're going to break her from that. She's gotten a lot better, but she will chase her a car once in a while. But the people, the delivery people and the mail people, if they, now we have a mailbox out by the road. The mail person doesn't usually come in our property unless there is a package that won't fit in that mailbox. And then they will come on up. And no, she's never growled at any person. Coffee, my friends. Oh my, that's good. I got a refill when I was up to close that door. I went on in and filled it up to the top. So this really isn't a full second cup, but I did get a top off to warm it up. And then I put it in the microwave because I like mine hot. My husband, not so much. He likes his where he can drink it. And I do too. But especially the first cup of coffee, I like to get some warmth out of it. Anyway, so that's my dog story about Zoe. So she comes in the house now. She doesn't chew up anything. I think that was the puppy in her. Yeah, that's correct. See how that's going together, friends? Yeah. So anyway, I wanted to get the dog spayed, okay? While he was gone to Idaho that November, I'd already made an appointment with the veterinarian to get her spayed. Little did I know she was already pregnant, but I think they can still do that. If they're pregnant, they can take care of the whole situation because I really didn't want puppies. Well, I had made her an appointment, friends. He came home before her appointment came up, and he liked to have a fit. Don't you do that to that dog, he says. So he got all upset, and so I called and canceled it. And sure enough, my friends, she was pregnant, and we had pups December the 19th. Okay, there we go. Now, these pups were the same as she was. It was half, the mom was half Great White Pyrenees and Australian Shepherd, and so was the daddy. So these were purebred, mixed with those two breeds. Great livestock guardian dogs. Friends, I couldn't get rid of those puppies. No. I advertised them. I was going to sell them for $50. Well worth it. These are great dogs. And we live out here in West Texas where people have flocks of goats and sheep and whatnot out here. And I thought I'd get rid of these dogs real easy. Okay, friends, let me, can you see that? There's one. Yeah. So I got one, another one finished. I have a whole lot of these. This isn't one I did this morning. Yeah. And, friends, can you see in my bag? I have, you might not can see, but I have a whole bunch of them. And I still have a whole bunch more that I haven't even weaved the ends in from just crocheting the square, the individual square. So what we're going to do, friends, we're just going to reach in there and get 4 of these. All right, this is what we have, and this is what we're going with. Okay. So anyway, I couldn't get rid of those dogs. Lewis didn't want to get rid of them anyway. Friends, I had 7 puppies. These are big dogs, okay? Big dogs. They're big puppies. They eat a lot. We were going through, the dog food came in 40-pound sacks. We were going through more than 1 sack a week feeding those puppies and that mama. That's $20. So that's over $20 for food a week. Actually, it's more than 20. It's about $25. So it was more than $25 a week to feed those puppies. Now, those puppies had to find a home. And my husband has never forgiven me for getting rid of those dogs. It's too much. It's too much. You can't train 7 puppies while they're in a litter, while they're in a pack. I had puppies going everywhere. Oh my, I looked out one day and they were out by the road. Oh, they came when you called them. I'd open the door and holler, puppy, 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 puppies, puppies. And here they would come. But we had to find homes for those dogs. So like I told you, I put them on Craigslist. And I got somebody that was trying to scam me, okay? You got to be careful. You have got to be careful. I got scammed once on was it J-I-J-I-J? J-I-J-I-J-I or J-I-J-J-J-I or some site like that. I was trying to get rid of some Shih Tzu puppies. It's like a free site where you can go on there and post your pups. It's like Craigslist, but not. I thought it would be better. Anyway, my point is, friends, there's scammers everywhere. Anyway, I got one call that I know was a scam. It was a scam. I know the routine because we got scammed once like that. So I just took them off of Craigslist. So then what I did, I made up index cards talking about what kind of dogs what kind of pups they were, picture of the mama, a picture of the pups all in a wagon. Oh, they were cute, friends. They really were cute. Some of them were fuzzy, and they were marked like the mama. The daddy was almost all white, all beigey white. This mama has she's cream and caramel looking on her back. Has caramel looking ears. And anyway, they were cute puppies. So I put that, they have a little for sale area at your feed stores. So I put a sign up in Tractor Supply and a sign up in Jibo's, which is another farming store here in this little town. And I got 0 response, okay? Nothing. Oh my. I thought, what are we going to do with these puppies? And when we first started weaning those puppies, I would take hot water and mix it with the kibble, the dog the hard little kibbles, and I would put it in my, what's the name of that thing? That blender that, well, it's like a Ninja, but it's not a Ninja. Anyway, I have both. So I'd put them in a blender and blend it all up into puppy mush and put it out there, and man, oh man, oh man. I want to tell you, my friends, those puppies ate like crazy. They ate. Anyway, they knew when I hollered, puppy, 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 it was feeding time. So whenever I did that, ooh, here they'd come. Anyway, what happened? I got no responses, no phone calls, nothing, no emails, nothing. So one Saturday, I loaded up 4 puppies. I had dog kennels, the wire kennels. I have some of those, and I loaded them up. Well, my husband helped one of them in the vehicle, and then I loaded the rest of them up in the back of the pickup, and I drove down. I made a sign, okay? Free puppies. And I took them down. I took me a chair, okay, so I could sit down. It's by you've seen people parked on the side of the road selling puppies, giving them away. So I pulled up there in front of Jibo's and backed the truck up where it would face the road, and I put the sign out, and I had set my chair up, and I hadn't even sat down, and somebody drove up, and a little boy and his mama, and snatched one of the prettiest ones we had, the fuzzy, the long hair. The hair was about that long already. Those puppies were only 10 weeks old. Oh, like that, I guess. Anyway, so they got that one pretty soon. So, I mean, those puppies were gone. 1, 2, 3, 4, gone, like that. Well, one of the men, it was an older Hispanic man. He took, I think I only had 1 male up there with that group. I took 3 females and a male. He wanted the male, and he said he had goats, and he needed something like that, and he'd never heard of Australian Shepherd mix. Well, you don't hear of it a lot, but it's a fact. You can look Australian Shepherd up on Google. You can Google it, or mix, and they're on there. Anyway, so we explained, my husband had gone in Jibo's to do some shopping because he wasn't happy about me getting rid of those puppies. Well, friends, what am I going to do? We got to get rid of the puppies. We can't keep all those puppies. So anyway, he didn't want any part of it, okay? So he went in Jibo's, and the man that wanted I think that was the last puppy I had to get rid of, to give away. And so that man, well, I guess those are the colors. It's going to be 2 of each. Okay. And anyway, so he wanted to take the crate, the dog crate, with him to get the dog home, because he had a car, and he was afraid maybe the pup might get sick in the car. So we said, well, sure, I guess you can bring it back. He said, I tell you what, I'll follow y'all home where you live, out in the country. We live out in the country. And then tomorrow or the next day, when I come back to town, I will bring this crate back to you and set it on your porch or something. I said, okay, that's a deal. We can do it. And so he put the dog in the crate, the pup in the crate, in the car, and followed us here to our home. And, we waved, and they drove on. They lived like 80 or 90 miles from here, way out in the country. South of here, actually. South of here, yeah. And so I wasn't sure he'd bring that back or not, but, until you prove me wrong, I'm going to trust you. I'm pretty trusting. And even if you didn't, it would have been okay. I took a chance and he brought it back. And before he brought it back, it was 2 days. He didn't come back the next day. On the second day, he called me. He called us on the phone and said, "Hey, I'm the fella that took that male puppy yesterday." He said, "I want to tell you something. That's a great dog." And they were only like 10 weeks old. They were pretty big. Like I told you, these are going to be big dogs. And these coming are going to be big dogs. And he said, "Why, that pup, I put that pup down and he walked right over where the goats were and he showed the goats who was going to be boss. And he said, 'Do you have any more of those dogs?'" Well, I had 3 more. He said, "I'll take them all." He came out here the next day with a bobtail big old truck he already had crates up on it in the back. He took those other 3 dogs. So they all had good homes. So I was happy about that. So I don't know how we're going to get rid of these pups, but her belly, she's getting pretty big. I wasn't even sure she was pregnant. I poofed it off because she's been in heat since then 3 times, and she's never gotten pregnant. Well, I think she's pregnant this time. She's getting pretty big, and all she wants to do is lay around and rest. Like I told you, they sleep all day, and they're up all night doing their job. That's how they are. When the sun goes down, she's ready to go to work. So, well, my friends, I wanted to tell you the dog story and that we're on puppy watch. So I'm not going to make this real long, friends. But thank you for visiting with me and listening to my dog story. And I will keep you updated on the puppy watch as we go along here. So she stays in all day, sleeps all day, and she's been eating real well. She gets a can of dog food mixed with her kibble every night, like a couple of cups of that kibble, maybe 3 cups of the kibble, and a can of wet dog food. She eats that. In the morning, she comes in the house, and she has 1 or 2 peanut butter sandwiches and 2 great big milk bones. And later in the afternoon, we'll give her another milk bone. So this dog is eating like crazy, and right at first I said, I'm not sure if she's pregnant or just getting fat because we're feeding her like that. But anyway, friends, that's my dog story. That's my Zoe story, okay? So come back and visit with me. And if you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing to me and give me a thumbs up when you do. Leave me a comment. I love you guys. The weather's getting a little bit nicer out in our neck of the woods, and I'm happy about that. There's still some snow on the ground, but it's fading away. It's going to get up to 62 today, friends. So yay for that. Okay, friends, I love you a whole lot. I love you, my friends. And God loves you, and you stay safe and stay warm during this last little bit of winter. And I love you, and I will catch you next time. And maybe I'll have news about the puppies. Okay, bye now.